Yamamoto expands their Senko lineup to over 100 colors. OSP does a huge drop, including a special drop of Blitz with 2 custom colors, and the official drop of the limited edition 10th anniversary bone Kicknocker from Teckel. This is a big week, Jeff. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sick.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, some breaking news. What's new this week at the Hookup Tackle?
What a beautiful post-spawn fish.
Look at that.
Look at that gut on that.
That's a nice fish.
What is up, my friends? I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, a Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this fine Sunday morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Top of the morning to you, Jeffrey the King.
Top of the morning.
How are you this fine Sunday?
I'm doing fantastic. I am a little sad.
Oh.
Because I already miss your mother.
Oh.
She made the last What's New incredible.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Would you like an expired Sunny D?
Oh, from the dollar store.
Yeah.
And
It's expired this time. You should have drank it last
week.
week.
It really is expired, everybody.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna drink that. Thank you.
Do you want a beer instead?
Can we combine it?
Yes.
Do you have
That's actually a thing.
vodka?
Yes.
Mimosa, right? That's what the kids drink.
Oh,
No, that's
boy.
champagne.
My friends, cheers to you. Sorry for the nonsense behind the camera. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Speaking of my mother,
Sweet mother.
thank you all for being so kind and open and accepting of my mom. She did a great job. She crushed it
really
last
good.
week. But I also wanted to just take a quick second. So many of you shared DMs and messages with me that were very personal about, you know, times that you've had with your parents and your siblings, and, you know, some of those that are lost to us now. It's very humbling to me, and it's very recentering. Sometimes, you know, we get so caught up in, you know, the lures and the buying and the catching and the drinking, right, that we forget the importance of what fishing really does, and it brings us together. And the fact that so many of you were vulnerable and open, I take that seriously, and I'm humbled by it. So thank you guys so much for being, you know, such an amazing community. I love being a part of it. So cheers to you guys, and thank you, Mom, for being a part of it. I think it went off much better than I expected it to go. So I'm gonna, you know what? I haven't had a drink yet. Still the best beer in the world, Jeff.
Still
Orion.
going strong.
Yeah, still going strong. How's that mimosa?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay.
I'm a little tipsy.
All right, relax. Should we get to some baits? Let's start with OSP.
Okay.
Shall we? Huge OSP week. We're gonna plow through this as fast as we can, but lots of new baits, lots of new colors, and we're gonna start right here with a very special drop. Now, as you guys know, through COVID, production has been a nightmare for a lot of brands. And a lot of brands are shifting their production into more forecast models. So instead of things being produced on a constant flow where we might see them drop week after week or month after month or a few times a year, they're going to a new forecast model to where they're going to run, you know, one bait, they're going to do a big batch, and then they're probably not going to get to it again for another 6 months, 8 months, 12 months down the road, right? So this is your Blitz EX DR drop. There's going to be 2 drops this year. This is drop number 1. Okay, so they did a special run of 11 colors, including 2 shop custom colors. Okay, so this is the official release of a couple of really dope shop custom colors. and we'll get to that first. So first, let me run through the colors that we're dropping, and then we'll end with our shop colors, okay? So here you go. Red Craw is in. Real Bluegill is in. Ginrin is in. Vanilla Chartreuse is in. And by the way, if you're into bass fishing at all, this is a bait that you probably all have in your box already. If you're new to this world, the Blitz EX DR and the Blitz Max DR, those two crankbaits kind of regarded as like the two probably best mid-range crankbaits. For that 10 to 16 foot depth, these are the baits you're gonna want in your arsenal. The Blitz EX DR, just to spec it out for you, it's 53 millimeters, so roughly 2 inches, 12 grams, right? So just under half an ounce, throws great. This is the deepest diving Blitz in the lineup until you get to the Magnum. So this is a 15 to 18 foot diver if you throw it correctly, right? So I think I talked about both of these colors, right? Vanilla Chartreuse, Ginrin. We see Real Bitterling. We see Crystal Blue Shiner. We see one of my favorites. It'll switch over, Jade Shad. So just a nice natural, it kind of looks like an MB Gizzard in a Megabass, or a green gizzard in a Strike King. So Jade Shad, good one. Of course, Tasty Shad, which is kind of a transparent Ghost Minnow Chartreuse Shad combo. Okay, and then of course our #1 seller, Ghost Minnow. Okay, now to this we've also added 2 custom shop colors. Okay, now these are colors that we will try to keep in the lineup, but again, with production, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's what we did. Our first color is a color that was inspired by this. This is the Blitz EX DR and Ghost Minnow. So we wanted a color, this is our #1 seller, that was maybe just a little bit more transparent and had a little bit different shades to it, more purple, pink kind of shades that work really good in clear water. And so we basically took inspiration from Ghost Minnow and we created the color Purple Haze. Okay, now I will take this out so you guys can see it. So here's Purple Haze. This is going to be an amazing one anytime they're feeding on bait fish. So it's a full transparent color. You're gonna have the purple pearl on the belly. It's gonna fade up to a little transparent pearl on the underside, and then eventually like a bluish purple shift on the top. So an amazing one for clear water. You guys are gonna smash them. There is Purple Haze. All right, the next color is a color that we wanted to try to combine some nostalgic baits that we had used in the past. So when I first started guiding, these were the baits that really led the way, right? These are the colors. So NC Shell White from Lucky Craft, Chartreuse Shad, and then Morning Dawn Roboworms. We wanted to try to combine these colors into one, and what ended up happening is it kind of created almost like a Megabass Baby Kingyo. So we shifted the colors around to where we really loved it, and we developed the color So Sick. Okay, so this is definitely Megabass inspired, Lucky Craft inspired, just kind of borrowing from all of our favorite shifts. And it's basically a matte finish, transparent white that's got just a hit of matte chartreuse on the top and a very, very faint matte kind of Morning Dawn on the belly. Now, do you want to know how we came up with the color So Sick, Jeff?
How'd you do it, man?
Check out this, guys. Jamie, check out this new OSP color.
So cool.
No, it's so dope.
No, so cool.
No, it's so dope.
It's so cool.
Griff, check out this new OSP color. Oh, that's so sick. All right, there you have it.
That was,
Thus the color So Sick. So 2 custom colors, Purple Haze, So Sick, available now in a Blitz EX DR. Grab them, enjoy them, guys. You're gonna catch a ton of fish. Enjoy. All right, guys, staying in OSP, big week in the OSP Louder. Now, this is a popper that really kind of put OSP on the map with topwater. One of the best poppers. It's got a great, easy sound to it, but it walks amazingly well also. And as it walks, it spits and chugs. Just a great all-around addition to anyone's topwater box. Now, there are 3 sizes in Louder. There is a 50, a 60, and a 70, and I'll spec these out for you, and we've got new colors across all of them. So the 50 is a 50 millimeter, so it's 2 inch, 3/16 of an ounce. The 60 is 60 millimeters, 5/16 of an ounce, and then the 70 millimeters, of course, and 12 grams, 7/16 of an ounce, so almost half ounce. Okay, so you got 3 different sizes. We see some new colors come through. So in the 50, we're seeing MU flicker shad. We're seeing some of the golds, some of the chartreuses come through. So if you guys are looking for some little more finesse poppers, it's kind of right on the border of bait finesse and finesse. Those would be great options. In the 60, we're seeing colors like chartreuse wakasagi. We're seeing some new parrot colors come in. Of course, we're seeing the new MU flicker shad. We're seeing some wakasagis, and then we're also seeing the cool new ghost chartreuse color as well. And then in the 70, we've got MU flicker shad, we've got the ghost chartreuse, we've got the new wakasagi, the lime. There's also a sexy pink in there as well. So some great new color additions from OSP in the Louder. Those are available now. All right, let's jump back to Blitz really quick, Jeff. We see a huge restock in the OSP Blitz across the line. This is the standard square bill. This is the 53 millimeter, 9 gram, just great all around, but some key colors like chartreuse back gill, bone tasty shad, brown chartreuse. All these colors are back. I know a lot of you guys have been looking for those. Those return. Blitz MRs, okay? We see some new color drop. These colors probably look familiar to you guys, but they are expanding into and basically across the whole OSP line. So your matte Funa and your matte chartreuse chartreuse back bluegill. Bro, I'm 4 sips in. Yeah, relax. I'm just so excited about the OSP. Those are now in a Blitz MR. We're also seeing some of the key colors like Tasty Shad, Dazzler Baby Gill, which is one of the best bluegill colors ever. All these return in the Blitz MR. The MR is a great one when you need to just kind of run bank and get just slightly deeper, but that coffin lip really helps it deflect. Great crankbait there. We also see a restock in a new color in the Blitz SSR. So literally there is a Blitz for every column, right? So the SSR is the super shallow runner. So this is gonna basically be like your 1 foot diver, 1 to 2 feet for skimming over the top of grass, or just being really, really shallow up on a flat, or just keeping it up a little bit higher. You still get that square bill design, so it's going to be great at cover deflection, but we see the new TG Sunfish arrive in that. This is a great one. All the key colors too, like Red Craw, Tasty Shad, those all return. TG Sunfish is a really cool one, so it's one of the few like full transparent colors that has that kind of like prismy insert to it, right? So you get that nice, natural, beautiful, I mean, dude, that's a little bluegill if I ever seen one. Little perch, little minnow. So those are available now. All right, and then finishing up on Blitz, Jeff, let's jump to Tiny Blitz for a minute. This is an amazing, like super finesse one. You guys, you bait finesse guys can absolutely crush them on this. When I fished with Toshi a few weeks back, he was throwing this on normal sized rods, bait finesse reels, right? And at first I saw him with just a normal cranking rod and he's just flinging this thing out there. I'm like, how the hell is this dude so much better than me, right? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but at that particular time, I'm like, how is this possible? And I look down and he's got an air. Right?
Funny.
I'm like, oh, you got a bait finesse reel, you sucker.
That's crazy.
Right? So just a really great one when you need to downsize. The fish get picky. They're eating a little bait. And we see some new colors drip in here as well. So honey blue, see a ginrin, we see the impact white, one of my favorite ones. So we see new colors across the Tiny Blitz line. We jump over to the Tiny Blitz MR and we see some new colors like matte shad and Amazari arrive in that. And then Blitz, Tiny Blitz DR, we see some new colors. We see a new gold color. New Mary Shad makes an appearance for the first time. We also get like that chartreuse back gill. The Tiny Blitz DR is a super sick one because it's a very small crankbait that if you throw it on a light enough line and make a long enough cast, will still get down 13, 14, 15 feet. So you can still get this down a long ways, and you've got a tiny little presence down there. That's a look at the new Mary Shad color in that. It looks amazing in that little guy. So those are all available this week from OSP. Jeff, do you remember when we were at Toshi's house and we were talking about just, you know, the lineage of OSP and just having some conversations? Do you remember what the first OSP bait was that he ever made? Trivia.
I
Trivia
thought
101.
it was the Ashura too, no?
Nope.
Oh, he had,
Somebody doesn't pay attention.
it was the Buzzin?
Nope. But you're close.
Buzzin Crank?
Buzzin Crank.
Because he had a giant one.
Good job.
He had that giant one, right?
Right, the giant
yeah,
Buzzin
that's
Crank.
Right.
So the OSP Buzzin Crank, this was the first lure that OSP ever created. It is back in a big way. They finally did a full production run of the colors, plus they added a bunch of super dope colors. So we're seeing that TG Sunfish, we're seeing that matte black, or that matte back chartreuse gill. I haven't said that color right yet today. Where's my mom when I need her? There's an all matte black, there's all kinds of cool colors. Let's just say that. Go look, there's a bunch of dope stuff. If you're new to the Buzzin Crank, I don't even know why I'm holding them like this. Let me spec it out. This is a bait that you can use, was designed, if you guys saw the Toshi video that we shot at the OSP headquarters and at his house, he spoke about the development of this because he loves throwing a buzz bait, but he gets frustrated by how many fish miss a buzz bait. So he wanted to design a little bait that he could fish like a buzz bait, but that had great hookup percentage, right? So that is the Buzzin Crank. So you can hear inside, it's got rattles in there. It basically buzzes right at the top of the water, just like a buzzbait would, but it has treble hooks that are positioned so that they eat it really well, right? Spec it out for you. It's 50 millimeters, 10 grams, so it's an easy one to throw on your normal stuff. You guys can catch a ton of fish on it if that's something that speaks to you. So there you go, Buzzin Cranks, new colors, old colors, everything is back. Plus, they also did a run, almost dropped those, twice, of the Buzzin Crank heavy hitter. So this is the same bait, but just in a heavy hitting, more of a one knocker sound, right? So I'll show you guys the side-by-side comparison here. Heavy hitter is gonna sound regular Buzzin Crank, right? So it's just got a louder sound. So if you are fishing it through more waves, if you're fishing it in a place where there's just more volume, more noise, and you just want to create a little bit more ruckus, then the heavy hitter is a great way to go. But all of those are available this week from OSP. All right, more OSP. Told you this was a big week, okay?
Huge.
So huge restock and new colors in the Durga. So this is one of our favorite little finesse suspending jerk baits. It's a 4.7 gram, 73 millimeter. So this is spinning rod or bait finesse lane right here, okay? So, but if you guys trout fish, if you guys stream fish, if you guys fish, I mean, big lakes where they get really, really picky, smallmouth, bro, this is an amazing bait you should add to the arsenal. It's got 2 weight transfers. So even though it's really small, it throws like a rocket, cuts through wind. So Durgas are back in a big way. My favorite early spring, and then again kind of mid to late summer when they start really feeding on big bait, jerk bait, the Rudra is back. We see new colors drop in this as well. So we see a new Ayu color, we see a new Wakasagi color, we see a new red color, right? So if you guys want to play with a little bit bigger jerk bait, this is a great one to mix in with a 110. Right? So 110 is just amazing at what it does. This is going to give you a little bit bigger presence, a little louder presence, but it moves in a very similar way and they eat it. And that's the most important thing, right? So Rudra's back in a big way. Bridging the gap between jerkbait and topwater, bent minnows are also back in a big way. And we add new colors to those as well. So specifically the bent minnow 106, which is our most popular size, 106 millimeters at 10 grams. So you're basically sitting at 3/8 of an ounce. Great one, easy one to cast. You basically just twitch it and it goes whichever way it wants to go, okay? It might go left to right, it might pop out, it might go down. Super erratic bait, really fun bait to fish, kind of bridges the gap between jerkbait, topwater. Those are back. And then finally in hard baits, the OSP Spintail returns now. This has become a really tough one to make. So you're only gonna see this come in very small color batches, okay? So if this is a frog you've been waiting on, there's a handful of really good colors, some bluegill colors over there, there's a new Kinkuro color over there. So you might wanna scoop it up. This is a cool frog that you can just cast and wind, and that little blade back there kind of spins. You can walk it and that blade back there just kind of keeps it keeled. It's a nice little finesse-y frog, right? So you guys have been waiting, Spintails are back. All right, and finally to wrap up OSP, a huge Dolive, I mean, everything is back in Dolive, okay? So if you guys have been waiting on any specific like Dolive Shad, I think there's literally like 3,000 packs of Dolive Shads in stock. So the 6-inch is an amazing one that can be a great like line through, or you could rig it on like a beast hook style. So a great like mag draft alternative. The 4.5 also does the same. I live on that 4-incher on my swim jig. It's the best swim jig trail I've ever found. The 3.5 is a great A-rig size, or put it on a little ball head. So all colors, all sizes, those return. And of course, our #1 favorite soft plastic, our best selling soft plastic bait of the last 2 years, the OSP Dolive Beaver, also returns in all colors. So if you guys have been waiting on any key colors like green pumpkin chartreuse, sprayed grass, any of those colors, all back in the 3-inch, 3.5, and 4-inch size. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to Teckel. So when we were back in Japan and earlier this year, we met with Hideki, and Hideki announced to us that this is their 10th anniversary of the Teckel brand. And you guys know, if you've hung out around the shop, we're big fans of Teckel. We love Hideki. We do tons with the Kicknocker. It's kind of everybody's staple topwater bait around here. They make great frogs, great crankbaits. So to celebrate the 10th anniversary, he took his #1 selling bait, which is the Kicknocker, and he made a special bone ABS version. It's a one-time run, right? This is the 10th anniversary Kicknocker. Now, we unveiled it shortly after we came back, right? We posted a video kind of walking through that bait. If you guys pre-ordered the full set, they all shipped out this week. So a lot of you have received them, and if you haven't received it, if you live farther away, you should have it probably today or tomorrow, okay? So all those have gone out. This is going to be the official release of individual colors, or you could buy the full set as well. So 10 colors in total, right? Including some custom colors just for the shop. So I'm going to walk through these really quick. Now, the difference, tell you what, Jeff, let me go grab a regular one. All right, Jeff, let's do a side-by-side sound check here, and before we talk about all the colors, and we will discuss the difference between the 10th anniversary and the regular Kicknocker, right? Because so many people are regular Kicknocker fans. Now, the regular Kicknocker, I say regular, but the Kicknocker is a clear ABS plastic. This is going to be the traditional plastic build, right? And you guys are all used to this sound. It's got the little glass beads in the head, and it's got that single knocker. So you get this nice kind of hollow, kind of deeper sound as it moves, right? So just a great bait all around. The new 10th anniversary is made out of a bone ABS. So instead of it being transparent, it's a solid bone, right? And that's going to just give it a little bit different movement, pretty much the same movement, but mainly just a different sound, right? So he can create different colors because it's a solid bone, and a different sound. So here's the original. Here's the bone, right? So a little higher pitch, little more volume is coming out of it. Just a different material, different sound, something cool, right? So this is a one-time run. It's a one-time offering that he's just doing as a special 10th anniversary, okay? So if they speak to you, grab them. Once they're gone, they're gone. They're not gonna ever come back, okay? So each bait does have a 10th anniversary on it, right? So there is a call out there that says 10th anniversary, and let's walk through the colors. So this is color #1. This is our shop custom color. You guys are probably familiar with White Walker, which is a color that we do here a lot. This is Bone Walker. Okay, so basically the same idea. It is a crackle matte finish, but instead of it being a crackle white, it's a crackle bone, which is pretty dope. It's got those same kind of sunken blue eyes, little red gills, little chartreuse. So Bone Walker, that's color #1. Color #2 is Natural Bone Killer. Okay, pretty straightforward. Bone, little scales on the back, little orange, no brainer. We see Smoky Pro Blue, just a great natural color. We see Bone Shad, so got a little bit of flash to it there. Aurora Black, good to see this one back. This one is super sick. Also Born to Be Bone, pretty dope. This white right here, that white on there, is actually the material. Okay, so that's the actual material that that bait is made out of, and they just added the skeleton pattern there, okay? Blackbird, so this is a color that was inspired by the California Delta, where they just smoke those little blackbirds, and a lot of you guys live in marshy areas where that happens, so Blackbird is in there. Of course, you gotta have Flitter Shad in the lineup. That's in there. Striper, it's gonna be a good one if you live in a place like where we live, where the bass just smoke little baby stripers. And then of course, plain shore minnow, right? So just simple bone, little silver sides, super effective. So 10 colors. These are available now, 20 bucks, limited edition. When they're gone, they're gone. So scoop them up, enjoy, my friend. Please tag us in any photos you get. You're gonna catch a ton of fish on these. I would just love to see the 10th anniversary success stories, right? So there you go, scoop them up now while supplies last from Teckel. All right, Jeff, let's talk about some swim baits. Sound good to you?
Okay.
Okay. One of our favorite shad glides. Shad glides have definitely been like impossible to keep around, right? No matter what the glide is. We have a special program that we have worked out with Rafa Customs. He makes an amazing resin shad glide. A few times a year, he's able to make us special production batches, and we have 3 brand new colors in his Joey shad. So this is an 8-inch shad bait. He has it marked as a 4-ounce. It, to me, maybe after the hooks and everything are on it, could be sitting around that 4-ounce. Feels more like a 3.5. What would you say, Jeff?
Yeah, it's probably closer to like 3 1/4.
Yeah, so somewhere between 3 and 4, right, is gonna be in that range. But this is just a great glide. It's got a great movement to it. It's a resin bait, so you don't necessarily have to worry about, I mean, if you bang it into a rock or bang it into a tree or whatever, it's not gonna crack and start sinking on you. It's gonna be a solid bait. Every bait is handmade and hand-tuned by Rafa. So every bait you get is going to be maybe slightly different weighted, just based on what he needs it to do, to make sure that it's tuned properly and has that beautiful swim. Okay, so 3 new colors. This is the first one. This is a look at blue back, just a really nice natural shad pattern. And there are hooks in here, by the way, but they all come like this and you can attach your hooks. So blue back is color number 1. Color number 2 is brown back. This is the one I'm most excited about. We all took polls, by the way, on who was excited about which one. So I think this one is just filthy. So a little bit of chartreuse. It has that kind of olive brown back to it, a little pearl belly. Just a great color combination there for brown back. And then finally, the third color is stressed. So kind of looks like that, you know, threadfin or gizzard shad. When they get that stress, they start getting those little kind of red dots on it. That one's going to be an absolute slayer as well. So 3 new colors in the Joey shad. Those are available right now. Real quick before we jump over to Megabass, Jeff, I forgot to mention in OSP, the new Messenger bag Type 2 is also now available in black. So we have the camo and the digi camo before the new black color came as well. This is going to be a combination of like a Cordura black on the inside and this kind of tarpaulin black on the outside, which is great at kind of shedding water. This is one of the best bags for just storing tons and tons and tons of stuff. You can sling it, you can wear it as a shoulder bag, just tons of storage in there. So those are available now as well. All right, let's jump over to Megabass. So a handful of Japan colors and things are back. Okay, these are gonna fly out of here because it's been a really long time since some of these have been offered. Okay, so we're gonna start right here in Deep X 300. We got, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Japan only colors back in Deep X 300. When these are gone, I don't know when we're gonna see them again. I haven't seen some of these colors for a couple of years. Okay, so I'm gonna fly through these. Viper Tiger is back. M and Max is back. Biwako Blue. This one has literally been a couple years since we've seen it. Super stoked to see that. It's just such a sick blue color. So Biwako Blue is back. Blueback Matte Chartreuse is back. Ito Wakasagi is back. M Champagne Concurl, one of the most natural gold colors. And then, of course, GW Megabass Concurl, one of the brightest gold colors. All return in the Deep X 300 from Megabass Japan. Okay, staying on crankbaits real quick, Jeff. The MRX Griffon. I was able to scrap up the last of the MRX Griffon batch from Japan in a handful of colors. So if you missed out or you want to add, Biwako See-Through Chartreuse returns. Wagin Hasu returns. PM Satsuki Ayu is back. M Western Clown is back. We also got Fire Crawl back in. Bone Crown still has some available. So this is just a great all-around little crankbait. Probably one of the best crankbaits that Megabass really ever made. I'll spec it out for you guys. 43 millimeters, 1/4 ounce. So it's really designed as like a 5-6 footer. Of course, I'd pick the one that's just belly up in there. It's just got a really high-pitched sound. Right, so real high pitch, and it's just kind of a ping ball effect as you bounce it on stuff. It just kind of bounced around. Super dope little crankbait. Those are back. We also grabbed a couple of colors in the bait finesse version of that crankbait. So this is downsizing it even more. 38 millimeters, 3/16 of an ounce. So if you guys are true bait finesse guys, want something really tiny, a few colors did come back in stock in that as well. And then finally, on the crankbait side, the Vibration X Vatalion Slow Sink sees some restock and some key colors. GLX Sunshine Gill is back, Jinbuna is back, Akatora, Matte Tiger. This is a really cool kind of panfish-ish looking, designed as kind of like a lipless, if that makes any sense at all, which I know it doesn't, but it's got that same kind of tight lipless motion, but with a lip so that it can deflect and do different things. It's a really cool little bait, so those return from Megabass Japan as well. All right, Jeff, let's go back to big baits.
Okay.
Now, we unboxed these yesterday when you were here, and you freaked out and you grabbed one.
Yeah.
This is one you had been waiting to come back. Why?
Well, I find it very interesting. It's different, and it's just nice to see them back. Because when we had them a long time ago, I was like, oh, this is different, kind of cool. It's a multi-segmented bait. And then you see how the Japanese guys are fishing it, and they're fishing it down in like 20 or 30 feet of water on a deep tracer. So it's something that you can play around with. There's a bunch of different ways you can rig it too, which is pretty rad. It's actually a really cool bait.
Yeah. So this is the Megabass Garuda, okay? It is a multi-joint bait. It is a floating bait, how it comes out of the package. So if you wanted to take this and just slowly wake it, you could. If you wanted to just kind of crank it down subsurface, you could. It's a big bait, right? So it's 236 millimeters, 4.5 ounces, okay? But to mirror what Jeff was just saying, the way they fish this thing in Japan is they fish it down deep. It was really designed to get down into that deeper realm of rocks, of structure, and bang around down there, right? So think of it almost like a big crankbait.
Yeah, basically.
Right? Now, you can accomplish that a couple different ways. It does have a little chin hole here where you can attach a grenade weight. So you could put a bigger grenade weight, and that will help sink it down, and you can just fish it like that. It's got a really wide lip, and so it does have a really good cover deflection. It's going to come through a little bit nose down, tail up. So if you have that grenade weight there, it will keep it kind of in this angle, so it will roll off of stuff and avoid a lot of snags, right? The other way is, of course, to use the deep tracer, like Jeff just talked about. That's an item from Ryugi that we have in stock as well. That's basically going to create a little bit of a bend. The weight's going to be down here, and it's going to be attached. So the weight is dragging on the bottom while this is cranking, but it keeps it off the actual bottom so the hooks aren't snagging. Really cool way to do it. So you got to have some balls to throw this thing down on the bottom. No offense, Jeff. You're never gonna get them if you don't drink that Sunny D, or you could get some balls of steel if you drank beer in the morning. So you gotta be pretty daring to throw a big bait down into 20, 30 feet, right? Because if you snag the sucker, it sucks.
Hopefully you have a bait knocker in the boat.
Definitely get a bait knocker. Take your time. If you feel it snagging, don't keep pulling. Like, just stop. Bring the boat over it. Try to let it float off. Like, there are some tools, right? So,
that's cool.
If your balls are dragging down the ramp, like some of us, it's not an old guy thing. It just means they're made of steel.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This could be a great one to add to the arsenal. The Garuda, by the way, it's just back in the one color. It's my favorite color. So, you know, GG Flashing Shad is back. So if that speaks to you, scoop them up while we have some. This is another one of those that wasn't supposed to be reproduced. I'm like, you have Garudas? Give me those Garudas. Yeah. So here you guys go. If you want one, they're available now. All right, while we are on Megabass, big restock across the board in slow roll SV3. So SV3 is available in two versions, a slow roll, which is Japan only, and then a double willow, which is a US offering, okay? Double willow is gonna be your best bet if you're fishing shallow, keeping it up high. Slow roll is a great one for this time of the year when the fish start moving out a little bit deeper. If you're, you know, slow rolling it on structure, wanting to keep it down deep, this is one of the best ones to do it, because its design with that head is to keep it down. And that addition of that Colorado blade will help keep it down instead of lifting it up. So all colors, all sizes back in stock in those. And then finally, a bait that was resurrected out of nowhere, the TK Twister also returns from Japan. Now, I've been getting so many questions on this bait. This is not a new bait. This bait has been out for probably a decade or so, right? But it's a killer bait. Griff has made a ton of videos on it. You know, there's been a lot of fish caught on the TK Twister. It's a great jig trailer. It's a great back glides. You can punch it, you can flip it. You can do a lot of different things with it. So the 3.5-inch size across the board in TK Twister returns. Those are back from Megabass Japan. All right, Jeff. It's Yamamoto time, baby.
I've been dreading this.
Probably the biggest Yamamoto stock ever. This is what I get for trying to give Carmen an assignment and saying, hey, Carmen, just order everything up.
She took it literally.
Literally. So I had no idea Yamamoto had 125 colors of 5-inch Senkos.
More a question, why do they have that many?
Color matters. This is your worst nightmare right here. So for the next 6 hours, we're gonna go through each color. Okay, I'm gonna talk about each one. Yep.
Hold them up to the light.
Talk about salt content and flame content. Look, if there's a color that you have ever imagined in your life, I have it. I promise you. There's so many colors, we had to make 2 pages of 5-inch Senkos. So if you guys want to see the new colors, they're under the Senko 5-inch new color page. I couldn't even fit them all on one page, right? So just to give you guys an idea, there's a new Sexy Shad color. There's Smallmouth Magic. There's Watermelon Slice, so I forgot to grab that. There's all kinds of cool colors. You're also gonna see Fire Craw in a huge way across the entire line, okay? I'm gonna fly through Yamamoto, or this would be a 6-hour conversation, okay? So, if you're a 5-inch Senko guy,
we have a couple for you.
There's some in stock.
Just a couple, yeah.
125 colors times 50 bags. Oh my God. My kids are either gonna go to college or they're gonna be eating Senkos. I hope Senkos taste good.
Just an assault.
All right, not quite as bad, thank God, in the 4-inch and the 3-inch size, but new colors across all the sizes too. So if you're more of a 4-inch size guy, there's some new finesse colors. 4-inch is really more of, I would say, like a pond size, or like ultra finesse. 5 would be more of like a standard size you could throw everywhere, right? So I mean, I've got 10,000 packs of 5-inch that I've always had, right? If you're a 6-inch or a 7-inch guy, all the colors are in stock, but no new for you. You get nothing.
You get nothing.
Right? No, that's ridiculous.
You join the lefties.
Also, the Fat Senko is gonna get some new colors too, including Fire Craw. You seeing a trend here?
I'm seeing it. Yeah. I'm looking at it.
So, Senko guys, rejoice.
They're losing it right now.
Oh my gosh. All right, Jeff, I'm gonna fly through some of these other Yamamoto plastics just so we can speed up the process. So D-Shad, this is their like fluke style bait, right? Heavily salted, so it's gonna have kind of a Senko fall, but also a fluke type action. We see a bunch of new colors in that as well. So Sexy Shad's in, Pro Blue is in, Green Gizzard is in, Smallmouth Magic. So we got new colors in D-Shads, plus restock of all the other colors. Just put those over there for now. Swim Senkos, also a ton of new colors, right? So colors like Junebug, Fire Craw, right? A bunch of colors come back in Swim Senko. Grubs, tons of new colors as well. So I'm not really a big like single tail grub guy, but a lot of you guys are. Put on a little ball head or fish it however you split shot it, right? Old school. So single tail grubs come in a bunch of new colors as well, including Fire Craw. And those are in both 4-inch and the 5-inch size. Double tail grubs, on the other hand, I use all the time. Probably one of my favorite jig trailers. Those also are in a bunch of new colors, including Fire Craw. So those are in. Cut tail worms. Okay, we've expanded our cut tail line down again, so we brought back the 4-inch. We discontinued them. A lot of you guys asked for them to come back. It's just a great drop shot size. You can echo rig it. So 4-inch is back, 5-inch is back. Also seeing new colors in cut tails, including Fire Craw. They discontinued 6.5, but they are producing again the 7.75 and new colors in that as well. So if you're a cut tail fan, those are back. All right, double tail hula grub. 4-inch and 5-inch, tons of new sizes in those as well. So you just want to throw it on a football head, drag it around the bottom, fire across, some new smokes, some new whites, some new root beers, all those are in. We also see some new colors in the Yamamoto Creature. And this I know is a favorite of a lot of you guys, but colors like Fire Crawl is in. We see kind of a black with chartreuse. We see a black and blue type color, so a bunch of those are new. And then, of course, that Fire Crawl staying in, going across the whole line. So Flappin' Hogs are in, Cowboys are in. So it does make a really cool color in Yamamoto, actually. So you guys are gonna catch a ton of fish on that. Those are all in stock from Yamamoto. But wait, there's more. Zaccos, can't forget about Zaccos.
Can't.
Fire Crawl,
Who
of
would've
course,
seen that
but
coming?
right. All the cool colors that were in that 3-inch Zacco, that's the new one, have now trickled into the 4-inch and paddle tail. Okay, so Green Gizzard is in there, Pro Blue is in there, Smallmouth Magic, Sexy Shad, all those are in. And then same thing in the paddle tail. We see a bunch of new colors in the paddle tails as well. So you guys use Zaccos on your chatterbaits or however you're using them, swim jigs. Those are all in from Yamamoto. All right, Jeff. Whew. I'm exhausted from holding up all those salted Yamamotos. That's a workout.
They're
What a
all
way to
heavy.
cool down.
Oh yeah.
The best protein drink on the market, Orion. Uh-huh.
You're trying to tell me that's
It's got wheat.
healthy.
Yeah, it's got hops in it.
Gotcha.
How do you think I jump so high? Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. Jeff, you always look so disappointed in me. It's my favorite part of Sundays. What was your favorite thing we talked about today?
The Garuda.
Really? I mean, I like the Garuda, but of everything?
What did you want me to say? A single-tailed grub by Yamamoto?
I mean, I would have been disturbed if that's what you said.
So we're gonna go with Garuda.
Okay. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday.
Bring your mother back.
Thank you.
I want to hear more about her favorite son,
Okay.
Jake.
Okay. This again? 2 weeks in a row? Now you threw me off my game. I'm just gonna go drink beer and cry.
Perfect.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions, I'm gonna be crying, holding my phone, answering them. Drop it down below in the comment section. I will definitely get to it. Jeff will actually do something today, and he'll put links to everything we talked about. So if you guys want to check any of them out closer, you can. On behalf of myself, Jeff, Griff, everybody else that's full of nonsense over here, guys, thank you for giving us time every Sunday morning. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for your business. And we will see you again next week with a special anniversary edition What's New. Cheers, my friends.